This is Sophie Aldred with The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Welcome, fellow Whovians, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I'm your host for today, Paparazzo Dave Chapman. Hi. We have a full house today of people to review the entire season. That's right, the entire season of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor. So without any big ado, let's bring in a few of these people, starting with the amazing, and we miss her so much because she's been so busy. Ms. Mackenzie Fleur, how you doing?
Woo! I'm doing well.
So glad to have you. How you doing, Mackenzie?
I'm doing good. Very good. It's been a very, very weird week, but of course, it's only Tuesday.
Yes. And it's just going to get weirder, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're both of us are representing a country that has the most celebrated Is it
It is
celebration?
the most celebrated holiday in the entire world.
Yeah.
Independent from Britain. And we are going to celebrate that by talking about our favorite British show.
Mhm.
Yes. Yesterday was Canada Day. We've got U.S. Independence Day coming up here in 2 days. But we've also got other people here to celebrate with us.
Yeah.
We got someone who kind of splits the difference between on things. We got Mr. Nick Smith. This is kind of right on the border, but from over there, you're kind of everywhere.
I am in upstate New York, so I'm almost Canada, but not quite. So I could hear the cheers and the celebration in my mind coming from Canada Day yesterday. I love being an American citizen, but also I get to play Brit sometimes and enjoy my favorite show.
Woo! Who else do we have?
Sorry that you're not doing a big ado, because I would like a big ado.
Oh, okay.
You said you weren't going to introduce us with a big ado. I think big ado is a great word. I'm going to use it for the rest of the week.
Woo!
Thank you.
I swear I have not been down in caffeine or beer. Anything. I got to drive later. I'm good.
Or both.
Promise. But let's see who's next. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go to the other side of the ocean. Hey! Oh, did Mark just freeze?
No.
No sound whatsoever.
He's quiet today.
Yeah, he was having some microphone issues before we started. And he's still got more microphone issues. So what I'm going to do, Mark, I'm hoping you can hear us. I'm going to bring up our next panelist. You keep working on it and just say something when you think you're fixed. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
For some reason, my microphone likes swapping itself around. One moment it's external, one moment it's internal. The joys of laptops. I hope everyone can hear. Yeah, I am a British guy. I have a sweet British perspective on stuff. And as we've always been taught, we've got to share our things with other people. And so we decided to give Canada and America back their Independence Day. So they could be independent from us. We're like the big crazy uncle. And you guys can enjoy your Independence Day. You can't have an Independence Day without us giving it to you.
True.
Well, that's actually exactly how we did it. Yeah, we politely said, "Excuse me, ma'am. We would like to leave now." And the Crown said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Who else do we have? We got two more Americans making fun of us here in the backstage area. Let's start with the man who's come up with this gorgeous art every week. And how can we not just love everything you do, Kevo? How you doing?
Good. I actually made that cover for Church on Ruby Road just for funsies, because I just love doing stuff for funsies. I'm so used to opening things by saying Happy Pride, but obviously it's July, so Pride Month is over. Aw, sad. That means that we have entered Gay Wrath. So we've taken down all the names of people who weren't supportive last month, and we're coming for you. Gay Wrath, it's a thing. No, but really, I made this because, 4th of July, happy Independence Day. And then also we have coming up later this month, we've got the Olympics. It's Disability Pride Month this month. So like I'm always saying, there's always things to celebrate. Solidarity, us in Canada. I know that we have our odds at times, but we're both stuck over here, and unfortunately, South America is stuck with us. So, unity.
It's true. Well, there's 5 of us. A full house is usually 6, so we must be missing one more person, saving the best for last. Oh, hi, Melanie.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
the Queen, the Empress of Mars.
Yay, of Mars. I like how Canada was so very Canadian about being having their independence, and was just asked for it nicely, and okay, sure, you could go on your merry way. Meanwhile, we had this tiny little, tiff.
What a beautiful first Thanksgiving, Pilgrims and Indians having a beautiful dinner impression of independence for for our countries. Yes, that's
Yes.
how
Right.
it happened. It was
Yes.
please and
We-
thank you. And
we-
here we are
we-
now.
Exactly.
Meanwhile-
We totally didn't just wander on down there and burn down the White House.
I
We
don't
like
think-
that's what we
I
do. We
wasn't
like
there.
to blow parts of our own country up. That's
It's what
how
the
we
doctor does.
celebrate.
It's what
Yeah,
the
how
doctor
come
It's
he
red
does?
glare. Anyway,
Anyway,
anyway, for those who celebrate at least for America for July 4th, I hope you have a wonderful and safe July 4th because like I said, we like to blow pieces up of our land. Please do not blow each other up. Please be very careful
Yes.
around your fireworks. Make sure you have a hose ready if you're celebrating at home. Have a fire extinguisher, have all that good stuff. And just have somebody at the ready with a cell phone that can call 911 in case you need to have your nice EMS people to save you. Also, no blowing up fireworks over other people's houses. That's very, very rude. Aim for the street. So all the
Only a little
debris
funny.
falls on the ground and collect your debris. See, I'm just going to get on soapbox on this. I'm
that's why I
tired of
brought you
picking.
solo.
Do it. Now talk about pets.
All you people in Tampa Bay, I'm tired of going outside after 4th of July and having to pick up all of the debris.
The Queen has commanded.
Rant over.
Exactly. Can I zoom you any
Or blow that
further
stuff up.
closer in to make that happen? Here, we'll go like this. There. Now we're all below you, and you can look down on us and give us all. I was just trying to see if we had like another setting that could just make you bigger than just this, so you can properly soapbox at us.
I don't need that. But anyway, so
It's fun.
yay, Dr. Freedom. Hi, Brian. July 4th, keeping merchants like Firecracker Jim busy since 1776. We have phantom fireworks like crazy down here.
Yeah.
But yes.
No. And
But
Nico-
anywho,
Nico points out, make sure you keep your pets indoors.
yes.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Please keep your animals indoors. There's always so many people. And even they're like, oh, yeah, no, the dog's fine. If we're barbecuing outside, it'll be fine. Don't. Please keep your animals indoors. Please.
We have a lot of deer around here. We're gonna have to invite all the deer into the kitchen and
Bring them
we'll have
on.
a snack together. It'll be fun.
It's like that, the British are coming. It's like the adage, like, it's cold outside, bring them in. It's fireworky outside.
The
bring them in.
British.
It's on fire outside. Bring them in.
Bring them in.
Yeah.
And remember, it is a Thursday, so please, the fireworks can, not till 2 a.m.
People have work.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, I'll be blowing stuff up, and I'll be eating, and I will be imbibing in a nice adult beverage here and there. But not till 2 a.m.,
That
which I
is
know my
hard.
neighbors would. But anyway,
Mhm.
enough of that.
Yes, enough of that.
What are we
On
here
to
for?
the-
What are we here to
intro.
talk about?
We're here to celebrate with our favorite British show, Doctor Who. It's back and it's gone again.
We're used to
We
this.
gotta
Come on,
wait
people.
another
It's the way.
48 weeks. Not
We don't know
counting
for
the Christmas
sure.
special.
Maybe we'll have some stuff.
Sad.
But that's the thing. We don't know. But
Yeah.
we are under the impression that, yes, probably not until next May, other than Christmas. There's fleeting bits of news about spin-offs. I don't know if anyone's heard. There's little things, but again, nothing's confirmed. So it's tough. But we had so much for the last 6-7 months, didn't we? Didn't we almost have it all?
I
No.
think we
We could
did,
have had it all.
honestly.
We had the crumbs of it all.
Yeah.
I'm going to rant for a second. So one of the rumors that you mentioned is Martha Jones coming back to lead a spinoff
Mhm.
that is rumored to be a 5-part miniseries,
Mm.
and that's it. And this season was only 6.
I thought it was
You're
8.
going to call
was
that a
8.
miniseries and
was
this a
8.
full season?
That's still not good, but it was 8.
Yeah. All right.
It was
well,
7
yeah,
weeks, though.
it was 8. 7 if you count the 2 as
It was
one,
a double
yeah.
drop, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's boo. Give us more.
No, it's 5 is I get it, especially since we did make the comments throughout our reviews as it was going daily. The drops were weekly, I should say. We used to 13 and here we had 8. So now it's kind of weird having such a truncated season, even though I really do believe, even though it was actually really high in quality, which good for that. Yeah, 5 episodes, kind of like, oh, maybe it's something where they have enough story where that's going to be a good quality show for 5 episodes. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the one. So I don't know how much we should spoil or not of who's coming back. Or
Did
you say which
Martha.
companion? Okay, you did say Martha. Okay,
I did, yeah.
I have been touting justice for Martha for so long because I felt like she needed more, she deserved more, and
She was
can't
my
wait to see what happens.
first.
Yeah, no, it's gonna
So
be. To be clear, I'm not complaining. We're only getting 5 episodes of that. So much as that's almost a full season of what we got. That's the part I was like, we need more of a real season if you're going to call this a mini series.
Okay, no, that's fair because if it's mini, it's only 5 of 8 in, and 8's a full season now.
Yeah,
I wonder how many have they discussed at all, since we're just kind of in speculation mode today right now. Before review mode, have they said how many more what season lengths are going to be going forward? Or we got to get used to this whole 8 thing?
I think this next one is supposed to be 8 as well. Yeah, 2 is supposed to be 8 as well.
Botkins, okay, fine.
If we could get 24 episodes of Doctor Who, so like this spin-off and the main show and this unit thing that they are clearly building and keep talking about, like if you could give us like 24 episodes across the year, I could get more on board with this annoying short season stuff. But no, I don't. A year for 8 episodes, that's asking too much of consumers across all shows.
I think they are looking at the Star Wars and the Marvel shows, what they're doing. We don't just have a long run of Mandalorian. We have all these different kinds of shows for, trying to reach different kinds of people and bring them into the Star Wars fold. And I'm all about that for Doctor Who. If we get a bunch of people who love Sea Devils, if they want to come in, jump on via a spin-off and watch the main show, yay.
I've heard it'll be more than just Sea Devils. So, like it's the title is something along the lines of the war between land and sea. That's what everyone's discussing.
Yeah.
So maybe there will be multiple, like land and sea related aliens. That would be cool. I hope I hope someone's excited about Sea Devils. I'm not.
Oh yeah, I definitely am.
I'm just hoping it doesn't get like rushed like using last time we had the Sea Devils that came into Doctor Who, how that episode was just very rushed, but also, to be fair, it was a case where they literally had like 48 hours to write the episode. So it also
was a weird time.
Give what you take, one of those things. I just hope it's not one of those cases where it's just so truncated, or something that needs to be like, say, a movie. Like a lot of these series now are getting longer episodes. I mean, we look at, someone was talking about House of Dragon the other day, how their episodes are much longer, even though they are shorter than, say, Game of Thrones, but they're still there, versus what we had was 45 minutes really of these episodes of the season. So we're not really even there with where everything is around.
Right.
Yeah, it's as if the showrunners are playing the game and saying we're only going to do a short amount of episodes, but there's a loophole where they can make the episodes a bit longer.
Yes.
Definitely be down
Andrew
for that.
Morse had brought up as 5 60-minute episodes.
And Roger points out that the filming is supposed to begin in September, which does make sense. Because again, we haven't got official confirmation of it of Martha Jones, but she finishes a play in August, so that timing maths. So it'll be interesting. I hope we don't get 5 hours of Sea Devils when we had 1 hour of Sutek. Fair, but it's worth it. We'll come back to that. But we might get more Sutek. I haven't heard. This is a personal theory, not an official rumor. But let's start the rumor, people. Okay. There might be more.
Yeah, I probably have the same thought. I probably even said last week the same. Where you're going, I have a feeling last week I might have even said the same thing about Sutek.
We got I mean, there's a couple of different theories on how that could happen, including the double TARDIS, how all of this other bi-generation stuff, and the fact that they have given us about half of the next season's worth of very brief descriptions, including we know there's a return of the Pantheon. So we know that storyline is not done.
Sure.
And we clearly know, obviously, that Mrs. Flood's story is not done. Whether those are the same story, we don't know. That was definitely interesting. So why don't we get to work here? Because we're 20 minutes into an hour-long show, and we haven't even given a proper review. So why don't we start with Kevo? What's your number? We're going to go the other way this time.
I think I'm going to go 7.5. 3 out of 4 TARDISes.
All right. Melanie.
If I think I'm going with an 8 because at first I know a lot of I should have went back and thought about every one of my ratings. I had a good jaunt of just 10s across the board because I had a really low bar and it surpassed it, and I was entertained thoroughly. So as the seasons go, no, this is and now realizing the start, middle, end, we had it bookend beautifully. This is a very strong season. I'll go with an 8.
Mackenzie.
I don't know whether I would go with a 6.5 or a 7, and only because majority of it I like, but there were 2 episodes specifically that just didn't make the ball, and it just left me in disappointment.
All right. And what if the TARDIS was split in 2? Was Sutekh split in 2? Exactly.
Great question.
Exactly. Nick, what's your number?
I'm going to go with a good, solid, non-fractional 7. I liked it. I liked it a lot, but I got issues, so it's a 7.
All right. And Candyman?
I'm just going to be different and say 7.25.
Wow.
Yes, the tiny little feety of a TARDIS.
Just a little bit of a TARDIS across the 7.
Yep. That's fair. That's fair.
Not quite up to the handle.
I guess that means no matter what you, which part of that you end up with, Mackenzie, you are the lowest, so you get to start things off. Why'd you give it a 6.5, possibly a 7, possibly a 6.5? You're not really sure what hit, what missed.
Well, if I had to go on my rants from last week, I really don't want to go there again. But for me,
highlights.
Yeah, the highlight. I love the 2, having Millie and Ncuti. I love them together. I felt right connected with the 2 of them right at the start. I was very interested in, probably for a lot of the same reasons that a lot of other people wanted to invest in Ruby, which was the whole kind of Ruby Sunday thing, plus also the fact that her mom, we don't know at first, like the very first episode, I thought that maybe that Russell was going to go take this bi-generation and actually kind of show it and give it a little bit more of instead of it just a split of the Doctors, but actually give it a little bit of a, it's a flying, and then it makes that good landing, with possibly making Ruby's mother be the bi-generation of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, because that would have taken that whole idea of the Doctor originally, you could argue, abandoned Susan. You could say again, well, here we go. Here's history happening all over again, where the Doctor, sometimes really sucks. And this is a moment where the Doctor would suck again by making that same mistake in abandoning his or her daughter. And that's what I was hoping was going to happen. But unfortunately, it did not. It ended up, instead of it going, for me, that anticipation going, it just, we'll just say it went into Trenzalore and just kind of sunk. It just...
Fair enough.
It crashed, and the TARDIS blew up in Trenzalore.
Oh, Suket, no.
Yeah, and the other one would have been, my other reason would have been for the baby episode, which it was silly, it was ridiculous, but it didn't work for me. So those 2 episodes really are what brought the season down for me. Otherwise, I really enjoyed what I saw, and I wanted more.
More. I definitely. I think more is if you're anywhere even on the fence. I think the general consensus is more would have given us more of what we liked, regardless of what that may or may not have been. As near as I've been able to kind of gather from everybody else. Just a quick note for our viewers at home: if you are watching over on X, because I can see that some people are over there watching. Please consider joining us over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Legend of Traveling TARDIS. And you'll find the same broadcast there, but you can actually participate in the conversation, in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and we have a conversation with us. Tell us what you think of this season. We've had a couple of great ideas. Dr. Freedom with a 7, Andrew with a 7.5. Space Babies in the finale dropped it from about an 8.5. That's fair. So here's what we're going to do. Yes, exactly. We got Christian camping out here when Ncuti smacks the TARDIS with the hammer. Sutek bi-generated. That's sweet. That is a definite possibility.
Interesting.
And it's a possibility we may or may not talk about when we come back for a commercial break, because we got to pay those bills. So let's do that. Join us in a few short moments and become part of the legend.
Hi, I'm Adeline with the...
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Ducky's Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Ducky's Vintage, for those born in the wrong decade.
Hey everybody, welcome back to an all-new X's for Show, your premier show for streaming media content.
A great creative team and a great concept that is years in the making.
That's certainly one of the interesting things about this as a program.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
The silliest version of every single one.
Hot names, even hotter ideas.
Everybody is so even-keeled. That is a nonsense
him.
thing that you just said.
I'm not wrong. I've seen all the films.
I get what you're saying. I hate it.
It's really ugly to call that a genius on air.
Nobody screams at each other and goes,
I will fight you! Wow, what a great moment for our show.
Truly, we did it.
This would be a great jumping on point for you.
2,000 episodes in.
Every weekend and Wednesdays.
Shows no signs of stopping.
You can check the show out at X's for Show.
Come on. I mean, we've got a show, baby. Just, you gotta trust us. It's gonna be good.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Floor, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Hello, my name's Sylvester McCoy. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Yay for Sylvester! Thank you for those wonderful commercial break, Christian. Christian's hiding out in the background today. He will be joining us at the end of the program because he's got an extra special video presentation on Villicon, I believe. That's the wrong one. That's Villicon, I believe, is what we got going on. So he did a little interview with them. So he's going to be running that at the end of our main show. So stay tuned for that. And I as I said, if you're watching over on X, consider popping over to the YouTubes where you can become part of the legend and part of the conversation. And I believe who was next up? We had a straight up 7 from Nick, huh? So Nick, that puts you next. What are your thoughts on this season, my friend?
Oh my goodness. Okay, picture this: Russell T Davies as Santa. He turns up. He's all about Christmas, and he gives us all these presents. He gives us broad comedy in Space Baby. He gives us musicals. He gives us social commentary in Dot and Bubble, and Christmas isn't always as great as you anticipate, but we still got lots of goodies. So thank you, Santa. Why 7 out of 10? Because I did have issues with the series. I guess the main one is Ruby. I didn't feel like we got to know her enough. She was not always used effectively. A couple of the episodes revolved around her, which was good, but I would have liked to have seen more. And more of a connection between her and the Doctor. Think about the end of Dot and Bubble, where the Doctor is very upset. He's very emotional. He gives this great doctorish speech, and she just kind of stands around and pats his shoulder or something. She needed more to do in that scene. She needed more of a connection with the audience. A couple of the other characters just didn't seem their usual selves to me. Kate Stewart was one. She was warmer than usual. She was less stoic. She was happier. And Sutek, he just didn't seem to be the same character for me as good old Sutek. The original Sutek was very creepy. I was scared for the Doctor when he was being tortured. And, very eloquent, some great lines. This was a different character to me. It was not as believable and just should have been a different character. I feel like someone went into a Hollywood meeting and the Hollywood suit said, what if we make Sutek bigger and make a CGI version and, make it more exciting for the kids? And they went with that. I would rather, just a little bit more realism in our intergalactic god villains, please. But apart from that, wow, what a season. Had a lot of really good stuff in it. Russell T Davies is such a good writer. I watched It's a Sin for the first time this year. An incredible show. It made me laugh. It made me cry. There's some great dramatic surprises. I did not see that level of writing in this show, which makes me feel like he's kind of writing down for a younger audience. So a story like Space Babies, we could have had all the silly stuff and an extra layer as well. Like Aliens of London, where we have the fart gags, but also we have social commentary about the government, We had a little bit in Space Babies, but not enough to please everybody. And I want everyone to be pleased. That's the best Christmas ever, right?
Yeah.
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 Love it. I agree with everybody.
So very Canadian.
Very Canadian.
Sorry.
I'll be given his number.
I gotta say as well, my number is tempered by the spoilers I received. Finding out who the big bad villain was. So Braxton Williams, you're in my bad books. You're telling me.
Oh no!
Bad
name
boy.
Dropping.
He's a very good actor, but come on, Braxton. Next season, just don't tell anyone straight away.
Fight.
All right, fine. Here, just good point.
What's that word you use?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. Oh, not yet. Spoilers. Sorry, spoilers.
Spoilers. I like that word.
I thought you might.
Spoilers.
I like that one.
Yeah, Kevo did that one. Kevo,
That is awesome.
Sorry. Thank you.
It's nice when there's more than one person who can do the video things because they take time and
there's levels to it as well, but that's because I'm neurotic.
Yes.
So you're not, but in a loving way.
You're the good
That's
kind
my
of neurotic.
PSA. People, bear in mind, not everyone sees the show the night it comes out. Some people are traveling. Some people just, don't have the streaming service or the iPlayer. So just give them a little bit of time to enjoy it as much as you do.
I think that affected stuff as well. Yeah.
Definitely that big 18-hour gap.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who were watching only on the broadcast television. For the olds, as the kids call them.
Do they really? The olds, like
the olds.
Seriously?
The only ones
You know
watching
what?
on TV.
For example,
I'm done.
You know what? Their parents are all millennials who are calling children youths, so they probably just flipped it on their own parents.
Honestly, probably.
Humanity always brings its downfall on itself. That's the point of Doctor Who.
Yay!
Yay! Terrible.
Agreed.
Okay.
So
So-
next we had a 7.25.
Yes, 7 and a quarter.
And 7
Yeah,
and a
7.
quarter. So what
I love
was
it.
the hit? What was the miss, Mark?
The miss I found. So the last episode was building up so great, especially when I was watching it in the cinema in a high definition screen, and everything was going so right until the doctor put a leash on the puppy, and after that it sort of just fell down for me. During the seasons, I must admit my favourite episode was Boom. Boom made me really emotional. I don't know why it did, but that storyline just resonated with me more so than any other story in this season. Probably my worst season, worst episode, I reckon, probably Space Babies. It was just silly. It was just like that. Dot and Bubble, I could take it or leave it, but I love watching the Easter eggs on all the different games. If you ever go back and watch it again, if you like playing video games and everything like that, see how many Easter eggs. There might not be actual proper Easter eggs, but there's loads of references to like the game Portal in it and stuff like that, with colours and backgrounds. 73 yards. Even though it was a good episode, I felt, was it actually any relevance to the whole story? Yay and nay. Because we did say we watched to the whole story and then we could probably comment on the 73 yards. The visual effects, yeah, we can tell that it's been pumped up with loads of money from Disney and from Sony and from Bad Wolf Company. Special effects are amazing, and even the practical effects were really good. What else I would say? I would probably say, on the whole, Russell T Davies is definitely a troller. He knows what's going on. Like a year ago, he knows what people are going to react. I know we've had this conversation on watch parties. I must admit, I really enjoyed doing our watch parties whenever I could do them this season, because it was fun. And it's good to just talk about what you've seen first reaction compared to rewatching it and having a completely different view about it. But on the whole, I did enjoy it. There's a lot of things I didn't enjoy, like the Doctor crying on every episode or having a tear on the eye. But the Devil's Cord, that was an amazing throwback, and we should have realised who the big baddie was from that episode, because it was the same scene in Periods of Mars, which we did comment on when we've done the watch party, and done the same sort of reaction in Devil's Cords with both Sarah Jane and Ruby. So that's just why I'm like halfway. I think it's more than a 7, but not quite a 7.5.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, let's see. Who was then next? Yes, I'm moving us along at a rocket pace here. I know, because we keep going over whenever we have a bunch of us. We all
And then we'll have to ramble, so it's fine.
So I've been trying to keep this train rolling. Yeah, the intelligent rope thing, that was, I don't disagree with the concept, but the fact that they assumed everyone remembered what it was, from the Christmas episode, I think was the biggest problem with that specifically.
Oh, the glove.
The gloves, but it was also intelligent gloves. It was intelligent
Because you had the glove
gloves.
too.
Yeah.
And you had to have remembered that was a thing at the beginning of the, in the Christmas episode. So that was kind of a,
And that's why they threw in a line, wasn't it? Oh, the intelligent rope from the Christmas special.
Exactly. Oh, we need something. Okay, well,
one thing which was good was the integration with the normal TARDIS and the memory box TARDIS in the last episode, which
Yeah.
is Tales of a TARDIS. I think they actually now, because now Tales of a TARDIS is now canon.
And that
Because
TARDIS was left. It's out there.
Yeah.
We need to have
So-
an episode where it's just calling out all the Easter eggs.
So is there now three
Seriously.
TARDISes of the
I mean,
Doctors?
there's more than that because I mean, the Master had a TARDIS, and the
No, I mean
there's
of the Doctors. I know there's like remarks.
if you count that
existing at the same time.
Oh, there's me and Clara's. See, I'm picking out all the other ones. Sorry.
But I guess if you want to call this one of the Doctor's TARDISes, then yeah, I think it would be 3 because there's 14s, 15s, and then this memory TARDIS.
Yeah, and Matt Smith blew up all the TARDISes beforehand anyway, so that's just been rebuilt as well.
Yeah.
So I reckon it's count of 3.
Yes.
Does the curator have a TARDIS?
I hope so.
Stop throwing cards out there.
Yes, but it's a blank, empty thing full of books, if I remember in the audio.
Was that room they were sitting in the final scene inside his TARDIS, and that's why there were round thingies on it? So was that scene inside the curator's TARDIS the entire time? We've seen TARDISes park inside TARDISes before.
Yep, that's a
right
good possibility.
And now add to the list an episode where we just go off the rails pontificating on, okay, here's theory time.
Yeah.
Next week episode is theory time.
Yes!
Sorry. I'll talk about my theory where Clara died at the end of season 7, and that Clara after that is just a copy.
I love this already. Dave, take control because we're about to just go ahead and
we're gonna go have a conversation.
Sorry. I'm not sorry. I want to know more about this.
But yeah.
On that note, Kevo, what do you think of the show? Because you were 7.5.
Yes. So something.
transition.
Yes, I'm going to change without my without the logo there, just because I want shooty there. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't as bad as what I have felt is the worst of the show. The worst season for me is still Series 6. The worst finale for me is still Series 6. So I'm comparing this a lot to what has come before it. And one thing I'm also really keeping in consideration is, it's the Malaprop Rose Tyler quote that I used for the cover of this episode. It's only just beginning. This is season 1, and like I've been saying, I feel like Russell has this intention of wanting to do an arc and wanting to do things. It's like how we know. I kind of thought the Pantheon was going to come to a close here. I thought we were going to get more of a finite story, and then I realized, dummy me, of course they're going to do that across seasons as long as they can, because that's what Russell wants to do. He wants to catch up with other showrunners who did multi-season arcs that he didn't really get to do. And I want to touch back on a word that Mark used, that a lot of people use, and they use it playfully, and I know it's playful, but I feel like it's the wrong word when people say that Russell is a troll. He's not a troll, he's a showman. He's a car salesman, he is a cheerleader, he is a motivational speaker.
Calling out your father.
Yeah, no, I know exactly who I'm calling out. He does this, and I feel like he's actually at his peak of doing this right now. And I'm like, you need to tone it down a little bit, because every clip I see, he's like, this is literally going to be the most amazing thing that's ever happened to Doctor Who. You've never seen anything like this on Doctor Who before. It's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. And like, I love the enthusiasm, Dad, but like, I think you're maybe overselling it. I don't think there's anything wrong with this having been a 75 out of 100. I loved a lot of it. It really evolved a lot of the show. If there were points down, it's because there were things I kind of wished and hoped for better that I feel like we should have down by now. But it's the first season back on a new production team, and I love season 2 of series 2 from 2006 so much more than I love series 1 from 2005. So I want to see what it's like when the production gets its feet wet, because that's a huge thing. Everyone is asking all these questions about, like, what's the deal with Bi-Generation? Where's the Pantheon going? What's the deal with 73 Yards? Where's Ruby's story going? Why didn't we talk about the Gold Tooth? Like, because this is the first season, and I think we need to give these things a little bit more time. It's frustrating because it's tough with this new format. I mentioned on last week's episode that thing of Succession hasn't been back in years, and the first season was only 8 episodes. That's not right to do to your fan base, to your customers. We want more. And so that makes it a little bit frustrating too. But, like, you know, we're just starting, and I feel like there is an intention. And even if that intention is just, I want to shake things up and ruffle feathers, like, it might just be, I want to do wacky stuff, and in the end, it's all going to end up being Ruby's parentage. It's all going to end up being, and her mom was just some lady. But then again, we're seeing Ruby again next year. So is her story over? Is that actually the truth, Ellen? I'm not sure. You know, we mentioned theories earlier this episode. Is Sutekh actually dead? Someone popped up a comment when the TARDIS bi-generated. Was Sutekh in that thing? When Russell said Sutekh is dead, does he just mean the one Sutekh? Is there a grander story? Is it all misleads? And that's where I'm a little bit like, the showmanship. That's where I think it comes across as trolling to people, because I don't think it is trolling. I think that he's just trying to be enthusiastic, and he's just trying to get people excited, but you get people too amped up and then you don't deliver, and so people are going to be disappointed. That's consumerism. That's normal. But I loved so much of this. You know, it's hard for me to be turned too far off by Doctor Who. I was turned off by Series 6 because the Doctor was not going to die. So that needed to be something worth the investment of spending 13 episodes thinking the Doctor was going to die. And it wasn't. It was just a robot. The investment and return on this season with the Sutekh reveal and like getting rid of him, I don't feel like I paid more into it than I got back. So that's at least something that I have to give in its favor.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. And I definitely
take me down.
Your thoughts on RTD, I think, are dead on. I call him a troll too, but again, actually no, I don't really call him a troll. He's a master manipulator, is what I say, because he knows exactly what he's doing. He's leading us around by the nose wherever he wants us to go, even if that means outrage, and sometimes it specifically means outrage.
Yeah, hustler. Best way to describe him.
Yeah,
hustler.
Love that.
Yeah. All right, Melanie. You've always got wonderful things to say.
I've tried to. And so I gave this an 8 as a series overall. There was a lot of episodes that after I watched them, I gave them straight up 10s because I didn't really listen to Kevo's father and on the letting the bar getting raised and this is going to be that and that kind of thing. I tend to try to be spoiler free. I tend to be more, even the talking up stuff I kind of stay away from because I've learned personally, especially when it comes to like Star Wars and whatnot, if my bar is so and my expectations are so bloody high, no one's going to make it so that I'm going to surmount that. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be entertained. And I want entertain me, damn it. So I go in and just entertain me. I want to be able to sit down, eat popcorn, not think about work because work invades my dreams. I'm asleep. I'm in REM and I'm still dreaming about work. Let me think of something else. So there was great episodes, in my opinion. There were some episodes. Certain ones, and the same thing. The other thing is when I was watching, I watched with my husband. My husband really hasn't been watching Doctor Who for a while. He kind of was taken out of it. This one, he went in with like low expectations again, but even he was like this makes me a fan again. This is amazing. That being said, and bless his soul, my husband, in the words of trolling, my husband loves to troll. He loves to be a troll. I like to say for the light side and the good side, because he likes to go trolling the trolls, because that's what he does. But
gets it out.
Yep. So like in the Devil's Court, I loved the Devil's Court. I am all about musical theater. I am all about costuming. I am about stage presence. I am about just how everyone hit their mark. There was campy humor. I was not aware of Jinx. I'd never seen her body of work. So I just knew, hey, we hired this person, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's, see what, I'll just see the character as the character. And that way I don't start kind of overshadowing, seeing a typecasty thing. So I didn't run out to go find out. Oh my Lord, she was amazing. Just wow. My husband didn't like it. But that's because he hates campy things and he hates musical theater. I will have to bring him at gunpoint to make him go to a musical. Not because just because he right. Yeah. And even then he's like, no, the quality of the show was good. The notes were great. The musical parts were awesome, blah, 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 blah. He goes, no, that's great because this is not for me. But then you have people who, like I said, he can be a troll if he wants to be, but he bless his soul, knew, no, this just isn't for me. I don't need to troll this. But Boom was an incredible episode. That was called Stephen Moffat saying, remember, I know how to write. Okay, so go back on this show and you can see how many times back in 12's run, I was getting a little tired of Stephen Moffat. And I mean, bless. I think he was just being pulled really way too thin between doing Who and Sherlock and being a writer and showrunner and And I really do feel that the quality went down.
Got a little aimless.
And I just was like, dude, just spread. Take a break. He came back. And he was like, hey, remember me? I used to run Doctor Who. I used to write Doctor Who. Then I ran Doctor Who. And now I'm coming back to write Doctor Who again. I loved Boom. And even then I was like, this guy's going to just murder my characters. He's going to just... He had the tension. He had the little bit of who was going on. He had the intrigue. And again, he did it in a bottle episode where you're just in this little tiny little... literally it was a bottle. It was just they dug a hole, threw Ncuti in there. We're like, okay, throw a couple other people. Let me show you what writing's about.
Just talk.
Just go
on a Roomba.
Right. Just stand on that Roomba and off we go. Speaking of, I need to do that to my Roomba. I think that'd be really kind of cool. Yeah. Put the LED lights along the bottom. Space Babies, again, it was a campy one. It really did feel Doctor Who to me. I'm not a big baby person, but I get it. It was supposed to be cheeky and fun, but I think it was still really written well. So yeah, those are like the good episodes I have. I'm like kind of scrolling them, going through to jog my memory. Dot and Bubble. Oh my! I thought Dot and Bubble was might be my favorite episode this season because, okay, so growing up, my dad was a huge Trekkie. My dad watched a lot of Trek, so I ergo can't touch the remote and change it. But when we're seeing what's going on and there's little drabs of what the twist or the epiphany of what's going on her care on what's her face's character. I don't even like her so much. I forgot her name. Bleh. I'm gonna just call her Bleh. Lindsay. What was it? Lindy.
Yep.
Lindy. Okay. Bleh. Anyway, I remember that when we got the twist. So again, remember, people, this is a spoiler rating thing. When we got the twist of, oh, we're not just a teensy bit racist. We are full blown racist. It reminded me a lot of the original series. Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, with the black and the white, because in the beginning of that episode, you did not realize the racism until later on. You just knew one was hunting for the other one, and that they had that this there was the of course, now I'm forgetting the names. That one was looking for this other guy, and that they were looking for him for 500,000 or 50,000 years, and that the one alien go to the other. And Kirk's like, no, we're we're going to take you both, and and let the Federation sort it out, blah 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 blah. And he's just thinking, it's a political thing, it's some other kind of stuff, normal kind of things, until you finally find out later in the episode, oh no, we're going racism on this. I kind of got those vibes here, because it wasn't until the end that you realize that was the big, oh yes, by the way, this whole thing has been overshaded in racism. You just didn't realize that. You just thought she didn't like the Doctor coming into bursting her little bubble. And then having Ruby coming in there going, hey, maybe, trying to thinking maybe the easier way to get in there was, you can catch more flies with honey rather than, or with salt or whatever the heck that thing is. But, being sweeter and kinder, thinking, oh, that's how Lindy kept her in the bubble. No, it's the color of this. But, oh my Lord, great episode. So, loved Rogue, loved Legend of Ruby Sunday. I thought the effects were good. I thought, see, I can keep going and going and going, people. This was a really great season. This was a really great showing for the first time of having a new Doctor, and the companion gelled really well for me at the beginning. And I mean, I can keep going and going and start bringing this up to a 9. But I didn't like Sutek. I didn't like how that was played. Really, there's too many kind of holes. I'm like, and I really did want to. I was kind of hoping that we would find out Mrs. Flood's issue now,
right?
But we'll see that.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for the flood thing, except that little piece at the end where she got Thanos and was like, "Oh, what a shame! I really wanted something." And she says something like,
plans.
"Yeah, I had such plans." And you're like, "Wait, what? You're not? This isn't you? This? Hold up a second." And she's already dusting the wind, so you can't. You're like, So that part I really liked. But yeah, there's so many beautiful memes that artists have done of Sutek just hanging out on top of different TARDISes during the 50th anniversary when they're like, no, they're all 13. And it's all different Suteks just like, sup. Because, I mean, honestly, they're all on top of this. So now you have 13 Suteks just talking to one another, floating around.
This one is by Russell T Davies himself.
Oh, that's neat.
That's his visual representation of Sutek wrapped around the TARDIS.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I can see that more than I mean, we had Yaz and the Doctor sitting on top of the TARDIS. We had that with Capaldi, so they both were literally sitting on top of Sutek. It's like, hey, yo,
You ain't give me ice cream.
it was like so silly there.
This is why I'm mad.
I also want to go on the theory that Kevo has about Clara, because I have a similar idea with Sutek, and that is playing off of an idea I had during Jodie Whittaker's run, where they were playing in an alternate universe. I still believe the monster is from an alternate universe. Therefore, I believe the Sutek that died may have been from an alternate universe. Therefore, Sutek is not actually dead. And that's why, he kind of had to go the same exact identical way as the Doctor killed him back as the fourth Doctor. And it's repeating itself.
Okay. I just don't understand how the TARDIS didn't not feel good all those years, all those decades, all those millennia, but there's a thing on me. Can we?
Yeah. And it exploded how many times?
It's a growth and it won't go away. Please.
I pop this into the comments, but Neil Gaiman's response when asked for his perspective was to think of Sutek as sort of more like a tapeworm until ultimately he manifested, I guess. Why now? Yeah. Probably the salt thing. I'm still not convinced he's actually ultimately the one who waits, or that the song in Ruby's heart is ultimately resolved. I'm not sure that everything is ultimately resolved with all of it.
No.
I actually don't think it is resolved, because of the fact that, when this is a rumor going around too, is that one of the rumors is that that politician that we heard Shude reference multiple times is actually related to Ruby. So that would be very interesting if that should happen. And that would be why we have the episode of
73 yards.
Yeah, 73 yards, because we got to see a version of whoever this is, whether it's a brother, a descendant, something there. And I mean, how many times have we had a companion where they turned out that they're from an awful family and their family's done awful things? That's definitely something different that's not been done before, where you have a companion coming from a bad family. It's intriguing with that idea. And I like that idea that's what's actually happening there. Yeah, Idric on top of the TARDIS, yeah.
Yeah. All of the things.
That's why he ends up William runs as he looks over at old Ruby and is like, "Oh my lord, mom!" and runs away. I don't know.
Exactly. That there's something there, and that would have been like an alternate version too of Ruby's life, an alternate version. So that whole idea of the alternate version going on makes me feel like there's a little bit more to it than just saying, okay, there's a family member, but maybe also Sutek really wasn't all the ultimate version. I mean, what if Gallifrey came back? What if Tic-Taoun has come back? What if the ones that were supposed to be the ultimate He Who Waits that Jodie didn't remember, what if we see them again? We could see them again. They could be the real ones who are waiting. I would love to see that.
You'd like that, right, Mackenzie? You like those guys?
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh. Yes.
And I think we're even illustrating the problem with being so showmany and saying it's going to be the greatest thing you can possibly imagine. Because, like, we can imagine a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We love this show. We're all big dorks who love thinking about this show. So, if you start to build a lot, expectations are going to be high, and I hope they'll be delivered. Like, I feel like this mentions of Susan are going to be paid off, but like, are they going to be paid off after 60 episodes? No thanks. I don't feel like waiting that long. I'll be watching, but I'm going to be annoyed when you could just do it now and then do more stuff. We want more stuff. Give us more.
Agreed. So yeah, exactly. So we've got just me left.
Just before you start, Dave.
Oh yes.
Can we just pull up James's question, because I think he wants more clarification with the last one he wrote. I'll just explain to James.
The what's happening with the lawsuit?
No, yeah, well, the last one up in the chat's one where it says the grandson.
This one. Right? Sorry, I was trying out. Hey,
yeah, okay. Hi, James. So what's actually happened? It was the grandson of one of the writers, not the Doctor, who didn't want BBC to have that story because he wanted it to do that. However, in the UK, you can watch The Unearthly Child, which is, I think, 4 episodes on ITVX Premium. Okay, he just didn't want BBC to have it because he felt that he didn't get any royalties from it or from his estate.
Or enough.
That's the last thing we've heard from it. I'm not sure if there's anything else from it. So BBC has got every other story apart from the very first one. However, if you live in the UK, you can still watch it on ITVX Premium. I hope that clears it up for you.
Perfect.
Anyway, Dave.
Yes, physical media. Hold on to your physical media, folks.
Yes.
Yes.
I have no space for physical media. I have too much physical media.
I have VHS tapes right there of all my Doctor Who episodes. I haven't gotten rid of them. Maybe teensy bit recording the issue, but they're right there. Just saying.
Yeah.
Melanie, I thought you might have Betamax.
No, you can't get Doctor Who in Betamax. That's too tiny. Everything's on VHS.
Remove.
I'll look for the laser discs though. You just watch. Oh, he was removed. Good job.
I got your back, sis. Thank you. Number.
I've been listening because one of the nice things about going last is I can kind of how do I adjust
You
this?
can change.
It can change. I'm gonna go on the upper end of things and give it an 8.
Yay!
I liked this
One of
season,
us.
and I rewatched some of it today. I didn't get to watch as much as I would have liked recently. I wanted to rewatch the whole thing over the last week, and it did not happen. Life and stuff. But I got to watch some of it, and I specifically went and watched like Space Babies, knowing that was one on the low end of the scale. And I wanted to rewatch. It's not that bad. Is it ever going to be my favorite episode? No. Is it better than Rose? Yes. So there's your hot take. I will take Space Babies over Rose just about any day.
How dare! How dare!
Can we remove him?
How dare you?
Next week on the
Yes,
Legend of
we
the Traveling
can.
TARDIS, it is
He can bring himself
Space
back.
Babies versus Rose, I guess.
Hot take.
Yes!
I know.
Ooh, I'm down for the discussion.
Let's go.
Well, we got a whole hour of discussion on my thoughts on.
We
on
can
Rose.
stack first episodes of every Doctor. We could do that.
That's definitely a thing, right?
You can't do the
mark that
Christmas
down on the paper
Invasion for
bag.
Tennant. He was sleeping through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you write that on the brown paper bag?
Yeah, just get that on there, Melanie. the paper bag
You'll think
idea.
I don't still have it
So
right
Dave was
here.
saying horrible things.
Yes, I was saying horrible things. No, I didn't. Do
No, I
I
get it.
think that
Paper.
Space Babies was a good episode 1 for any Doctor at any time? Heck no. That should have been I hate to use the term, but that should have been a filler episode in the middle of a 13-part season 2.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, like
I'm good with that too.
it was a fun episode. Was it a good opening episode? God no. But it was not a bad episode. It was a fun episode. It was
In the comments,
lightweight,
everybody, write
goofy.
your number for Space Babies in the comments. I just want to know. If you're watching, put a number 1 to 10. Space Babies.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it was the best episode ever either. Just that it was not as bad as it could have been. There was a lot, I'm just kind of going back through our heads and which episodes were bad. I didn't get a chance to rewatch Rogue, but I really enjoyed. That was recent enough. I really liked it. I think it made everything made sense. I loved the music scene. It was still one of the best. I'm gonna make a playlist of all of the music for this season because there's all sorts of
1
fun
out
stuff.
of 10.
Yeah, no, that's.
Space Babies.
I know. A lot of people hated Space Babies, and like I said, I
lovingly don't like it.
didn't hate it. Devil's Cord, was it perfect? No. If the rest of the season had gone slightly differently, would Devil's Cord would it have hit better? I think so. The season kind of it had kept the pace and the aim of just where that was going with Pantheon, and again, we're getting more Pantheon next season.
But to what end?
If there'd been more payoff to that storyline, I think it would have hit better. I loved the episode though. Jinx Monsoon's great. I loved the character of the Maestro. There was I didn't even care about the musical number that so many people disliked at the end because it fit in context of the greater season and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Right, with the leftover playfulness of the toy maker and the specials, like all of the stuff that kind of led into it, it made a little bit of sense. And then we got to Boom, which was great. Period. And descends, except for the little girl, I couldn't stand her. Still not the worst, but it was a good episode. It was a good, solid Moffat episode. There was lots of emotion. It was good. Dot and Bubble.
Dave hates children.
Yes, I hate children. No, just children that can't act.
It was a
Oh, sir.
Oh,
Hey, I haven't made any.
I blame a lack of focus on what they wanted for her character because
Yes.
she was giving a lot, but
It's
it
true.
felt like she was a 14-year-old playing an 8-year-old, and that was not her fault.
No, I agree. I think I think there was a lot of times where she was a child of a war. So there's times where it made sense that she's a lot older in certain respects, and then certain respects she's going to be a lot younger.
Yeah.
But to convey that in one line here and there, and then suddenly a monologue, and then nothing, that I can say, okay, backing my own thing up with Moffat going, maybe he can't write for children. So I might move that one down half a
I've
peg.
heard that.
Maybe, yeah.
But
it was other than that, it was
I brought it up just to be jokey that Dave hates, children,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. You can make fun of me all you want. I'm used to it. Why did I open that door?
Here's our troll alerts. Our little troll alert sign. I think we need it again.
Is Melanie trolling you, Dave?
I'll just see myself.
Oh, she's being a showman. She's being a showman.
There we go.
She's hassling you.
No, I Dot and Bubble was very good. I think it was handled well. I think it had a lot of deep layers to it. And the more you watch it, the more layers you see of It's like the why can I never? I've made the comparison before. Why can I not remember the name? The Bruce Willis movie with where he's dead at the
Die
end.
Hard.
Oh. Sixth Sense.
No, yeah, Sixth Sense. You watch that, you get to the final, you go, oh, and then you have to watch it all again to go, nope, that all tracks. That's what that episode kind of felt like. It was good, and then you watch it again, and you go, and you start seeing more, and that's what I really liked that about that. Rogue, I just generally loved in general. 73 yards should have been longer. Should have been really a half of the season could have been 2-parters. And done better. Let's not every episode, but there definitely could have, 73 yards definitely could have used more. Boom, no. Dot and Bubble, no. But some of those episodes definitely, like 73 yards, definitely could have used more. I would not have said no to a second part of Devil's Cord. I would not have said no to another 2 episodes building up Sutek. At the end, there was that one scene where we've got him kind of wandering off to get a spoon. I mean, we can kind of all gather what's going on here, but also what? Right? They could do an entire season on those 2 episodes, all of the Flux. So it was really enjoyable. At the end of the day, was it more enjoyable at the end than at the beginning? Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as I was hoping. Definitely did not stick the landing with the finale, but it wasn't that bad. I really did like the reveal that Ruby's mom was nobody. The most special person is who we make the most special person. I think that's a great life lesson. But yeah, they definitely could have done much more with Sutek. And I'm hoping that we do get more Sutek next season, as well as some of those other bits and bobs that got called out, like the Mara. So we'll see. That's all we can do is we can wait more.
Rewatch the episodes.
Rewatch.
Review the episodes. Talk about things that we caught this time around, not last time around.
Things on the horizon for us on this show. We are working to get a Pyramids of Mars episode coming up in a couple of weeks. We've got
Bag of Destiny.
Yeah,
Bag of Destiny.
Yay!
For those who don't know what the bag is, it's because I can't have paper next to me, but I have a bag. We at the beginning of this year wrote down ideas of that we've been slowly kind of going through, and these are all the ideas for episodes, but of course they're on a paper bag.
Of course.
Exactly. We've got a couple more Big Finish reviews coming up. We've got an interview coming up, I believe, next week. And Christian may pop in when he's introducing the video to remind us what that is. But yeah, there's the Tales of the TARDIS. I don't know if we'll do all of the Tales of the TARDIS, but we'll definitely do the Pyramid of Mars. And talk a little bit about that.
I want to go through the Richard E. Grant episodes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Since there was so much of a during Rogue when we all saw him, and and some people I know were like,
"That going?
Why are you freaking out? What are we seeing? That's not Peter Cushing. I don't understand." And I'm like, you don't understand.
And as well the Celestial Toy Maker. They've come out with the animated version of that story relatively recently, so we might do something on that as well. Because all I have right now are the reconstructions, so we'll get it. We've got some great stuff coming up over the next few months, and honestly, Christmas is just around the corner.
It's less than 6 months away.
We got Halloween, then we got Christmas, so
yeah.
And we'll hopefully keep getting more interviews because I know I'm trying to get another Doctor Who companion, but it might take some time. It always ends up being something where you keep trying, and Lord knows how many times we've landed either McGon or Sylvester McCoy, and it's guess what? Guess what we're doing tomorrow? What?
Yep. Exactly.
Stop screaming here.
So we are going to kick over to that other video here in a moment, but Mark, you got anything fun, interesting happening in your world?
Not at the moment. I know in the UK there's LFCC on this weekend, and they're going to have a lot of the actors from this season going to be there, including Mrs. Flood.
Ooh.
And Susan Twist.
Ooh. So it's a twist at the end.
Yep.
Yes. Nick, what about you? What are you up to? Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at Nick Smith Films. Come say hi. As you know, I'm also a movie director. One of my movies just won an award, so put your sunglasses on. I'm going to show it to you.
Yay!
Diamond.
Oh,
so shiny. Thank you for the International New York Film Festival. So thanks to my cast and crew for making that happen, and hopefully there'll be more to come. You can see the trailer for that. Home Policies on my YouTube channel, Nick Smith Films.
Yay! And Mackenzie, what have you've always got something interesting? What's up with the Mackenzie world?
Well, I guess if we got to go for something exciting for this week, Thursday I'm going to be doing, because my job, we actually have a day off on Thursday and Friday this week. That's surprising because I've never worked for an employer that actually closed on July 4th before, so that's different. So we're going to be celebrating and playing DBZ, which is the latest game in the Hoyoverse universe, and we're going to check that out and see what that's all about, because I know everyone and their brother is going to be playing it, so why shouldn't I? Yeah.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. Melanie, where can we find you?
I also have July 4th off, which is very weird. I am going to be painting up a lot more, so if you go onto my Instagram channel at Pieces of Melee, I'll probably be doing a lot more live painting as I get ready for the art show this month in San Diego Comic-Con. So as we get closer to that, if you're going to be there, let's meet up.
Yeah. I know. Last I heard, Nisha was planning to be there, so maybe you'll track her down.
Maybe, yeah. If she's going, probably that's all. We always end up running into each other. We always end up going to either the same panels or go to the same booths or stuff like that. I will see if I can't grab a Little Boy Blue, the TARDIS, so that I can travel with him. If not, I will be bringing his British cousin that I purchased in the merry old England with Mark. So we have our own little version I'll bring too.
Nice.
While you guys are celebrating the 4th of July, that'll be my niece's 14th birthday. So happy birthday to my niece on the 4th of July.
Happy birthday, Mark's niece.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And Kevo, you've always got too much on the go. You got shows all the time.
And we're always doing random stuff. If you want to check out a more random broadcast that we did this weekend, we covered the Celine Dion documentary, I Am Celine Dion. And it was amazing. She is one of the greatest singers in the world. She's kind of a kook sometimes, but she's very funny. She's very positive. She's an amazing woman, and it was an amazing documentary to watch. No, really, the strength that she displays in that documentary was amazing, and I'm glad that people are enjoying our response to it. We're always covering something, so hit us up and check out what we've done so far, and let us know what you'd like us to cover in the future, because we talk about a lot of different stuff.
Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff is always good. Woo! Happy birthday to your niece, Mark. What's the Death's Head release? I mean, I know who Death's Head is. Is it a toy?
Yes.
It's Tom, so I'm guessing there's a toy release.
Yeah,
It's
I'm like,
a toy. Yes. Yes, they're releasing an exclusive action figure / figurine for us to play with.
Yeah.
Oh, so place orders now if you know who I am. I'll try to see.
It truly is Christmas.
I was like, if it's an exclusive, I assume.
It is for SDCC. It's what
So-
I heard.
Okay, I'll take a look see if it's one that I have to lotto my way into with the wrist bracelet thingy, or if I have to just get to the booth early, like some of them are. Yeah, let me know.
We'll do some
Also
digging
the
and
Sonic.
peacekeeping. Yes.
Melanie's wonderful and amazing and great for picking things up.
I still have to give you your tiki mug. It's sitting in my car. I have to pack. I went to so fun. So yeah, I go places a lot. I like travel. I like going to Ogo's Cantina. So when I was there at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I picked up Dave a mug. So at some point I should print it on here, show everybody, be like, look, and then do this, and that you could take it.
Yeah.
We have to do that.
It's a little bit
And
different.
then I'll drink with mine.
Yeah,
We
I was
love
gonna
a
say,
bit.
it would be nice to see both of them side by side, because you said they were
And you'll
it was
see
slightly different.
Because they're going to be different. The first edition Yub Nub. It's a tiki mug, green. But then mine has another green wash on it. His is going to be green, but with a blue kind of wash glaze on it. And it's basically the Battle of Endor wrapped around. So you see the little Death Star. You see all the little ATSTs. You see the Ewoks running around. It's a really cool little mug. And now they got a new one that's a Loth cat, and I'm very, very angry that it released 2 days after I went.
Nah.
So let me know if you need one of those.
Just an excuse to go back.
Yeah.
I know, right?
We'll go when I come down. You'll have to just make sure there's an extra day or two that you can
Okay.
make happen at MegaCon.
Okay.
And we'll go.
And we will go, and we will drink and have fun, and all of the revelry. Sorry.
Yeah. Exactly.
Already drunk.
As for
Disney
me,
meetup, let's do it.
Yay! Sold. As for me, you can find me at TheRatHole.ca or on YouTube, TheRatHole.WHOTWHOca. I was originally going to do a box opening at the end of this episode, but we do have another special presentation that'll be coming up here shortly. But I did want to at least show this off because this was cool. This is one of the things I brought back from Origins Game Fair in Columbus. It's not just a leather scroll. It's a leather scroll that is in fact a game.
Wow.
So cool.
You got the game pieces in there and the rules in there. And this is the cheap version of it. Like
that's the cheap
You
one.
can tell.
yeah. So this is Stage Stones from TNT Laserworks. They do a lot of accessory stuff, but for this they've done a full-on game and the nice version. I'll talk more about the nice version later, but this is just, yeah.
I mean, the fact that you can see in just through this screen the stitch work and the grommets. I mean, that's incredible. That's incredible quality. And you're saying that this isn't the expensive one.
No. I mean, I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's the cheaper of the two versions by a long shot.
Yes.
Which is pretty amazing. And it's a fun game. I got to play it with my paint slinger, my miniature painting host. We were out this past weekend, so we played a little bit of that in a couple places, but at the bar even. We just
nice.
Well, it's like flying first class and then finding out there's seats that you can actually lay flat in. It's like, oh,
exactly.
Oh, wait, what?
And Roger, it's a leather product. I don't know if it's actual leather or if it's I believe it's a faux leather.
Smell it.
It doesn't smell.
Okay, then it's not leather.
Yeah, you can't, but it is still like you can from the outside you can not really tell the difference.
It could even be bonded leather. So yeah.
So it's some really nice stuff. And yeah, just wrap it, clip.
Wow.
Done. But I'll show more of that, and I've got a whole bag of stuff. So I'll be doing some box openings over the next few episodes of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS at the end of the shows, and a few bigger ones over on my channel. So keep your eyes open on that. I will also be over at RPG-a-thon in Edmonton in 2 weekends. Weather and Wi-Fi pending. I'll be doing some streams and or recording from outside of that convention. Outside because it's a fairly small one, and the inside is busy. So I'll be setting up a little table, doing some fun stuff there as well. So if you're in the Edmonton area, check out RPG-a-thon. I'm donating a bunch of stuff for their silent auction for charity and stuff. So yes, but that's all of the things that we've got. Subscribe to all of the people's. Here's all of the things. Christian is going to be playing this and hanging around to the end. I don't think he's coming on camera. He's just going to throw it to the new video. So we will, before going to that, someday we'll do the talk. Yeah, we'll get to it. We just got to find a day. So exactly. So thank you guys very much for watching. Please stick around, like this video, so that the algorithms like everything. So just keep on commenting. Stick around, comment through the next video, share it out so all your friends can join you next week here on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Be sure to subscribe to us and all our friends. We are closing on 16,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do the check. I'm just in case. Let's just see.
Yeah, we were getting close.
We're really close.
Real
so
close.
There was a chance that we would hit it during this episode. So
it might be on the back end. I don't know if it's on the front.
Yeah, exactly.
It's close enough.
Still showing is 15.9.
Good job, Melanie and Dave.
We're less than 100 people away.
And Kevo and Mackenzie and Nick and Candyman and everybody else who's been
You guys
gives up their Tuesdays to keep and then some to support their show in front of the camera, behind the scenes, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And for some people like these two yahoos who do everything everywhere all at once.
Got so much time.
I'm sorry. All of the people. No, thank you guys, everybody who's watching, everybody who comes on the panels, all of our panelists behind the scenes. We love you all. Everyone's doing the heart, so I get to do the heart thing, and everyone gets to go.
I guess to do the thing with this stuff. Okay.
Nice.
But I can do
showing off.
Yeah, I can do all sorts of fun effects, and I found there's actually now I just got to do the thing. There's straight up like a button I can push on it now.
Push the button, Frank.
Button, why
3K.
Why did it not work? Oh, it's showing up on the preview, but not on stream when I did it this way. That's disappointing. Give me. Nope, it's not working. I don't know why
as always, while he figures out what buttons he's pushing, if you have any comments, questions, whatnot, if you're not watching live, please drop them below. Also, if you have ideas for a show you would like to see, interviews that you want to see, anything like that, drop them in a comment. We go back and we try one of us will go back and read it and all that kind of stuff, and it will make the bag. So the long list. I gotta make a scroll. Make a scroll like.
Oh yeah.
And
because let's face it, we got some weekdays. We got content to fill until we get our next fix of Doctor Who. So
exactly.
You want to see.
But until next week, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you all of my wonderful panelists. We love every one of you. And I think we go take it away, Christian, because Christian's got a video. More stuff.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. This weekend, the final chapter of DALEKHAL is going to be taking place at the Oviedo Mall, and you got to check it out for yourself. July 6th, this Saturday. You want to come out to the Oviedo Mall, and I've got a special guest for you. He's going to be explaining all of this. But again, set your calendars for this because the final chapter is taking place for DALEKHAL July 6th, Saturday at the Oviedo Mall in Sanford. So I'm Christian Basil. Welcome to this special edition of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And I have a special guest over here that's going to be joining me. What are you doing?
Feeding the clowns. I'm feeding the clowns to keep them content.
With imaginary air? What was that all about?
It's a saucer.
What is that?
It's a giant antique saucer.
Really? Now, full disclosure, our friend Lewis, he runs a business over there, and let me show you a little bit about his business. He's going to be, which is called Duckies, and it's going to be at the Oviedo Mall, so you can check out his store while you're checking out his convention.
Are you a movie nerd? Do you collect VHS, DVDs, CDs, records, and so much more? Are you looking for clothing from 1940s to 2000s? Do you need cosplay or themed outfits? Come to Duckies Vintage. We have it all for all budgets, located at the Oviedo Mall right off of the 417. Duckies Vintage for those born in the wrong decade.
Was definitely born in the wrong decade. And the first picture that you see in that video is his wife, the lovely Naomi, who looks like I told her at gunpoint to smile. She looked like, yeah.
She's the brains behind everything. I'm the voice.
Brains.
I'm the speaker box behind everything. But yeah, she's the brains behind it all.
Gotcha. So let's go ahead and talk about DALEKHAL. And I do have a question for you again for this just joining us. DALEKHAL, the final chapter, which is one of the questions I'm going to be asking, taking place July 6th at the Oviedo Mall this Saturday in Sanford, Florida. That's Sanford, Florida, right? You're right on the outskirts.
It's Oviedo, Winter Springs, Florida.
Oviedo, Winter Springs. Okay, so Oviedo is out there. So first question is, Lewis, why is it the final chapter?
You know, we kind of played it tongue in cheek. We're like, you know what? This is DALEKHAL. This is the third one. Everybody always makes trilogies, and then they say that they stop. And do they really stop? So we want to leave that question mark up in the air. It's all based on how much reception we have, how much love comes from this event, and see if we could do it again. But if we do, you know,
you're one of them with that store that always goes out of business but never goes out of business. Tell me I'm wrong. It's the final chapter. I forgot where it was, but there was a rug store that kept going. We're going out of business, 75% off, and they were going out of business for like a year. And then I think publicly somebody said, "You know what? Are you eventually going to go out of business?"
But
so
you know
okay.
What? It's all dependent on the fans. It's all dependent on the people. If we bring it out and it comes out, then we want to revive this. But again, it is kind of that. If we want to end it, this is the note we want to end it on. We want to end it as a community event, an event that brings out people and brings them together. That's what it's all about, you know. And we're going back to our roots, just like the first one. A one-day pop-up event and a place that is central, and it's a free event, which is cool.
Oh, cool. So free. No tickets, guys. Just come on in. And, you know, you ran a convention called Fan Expo, Girls Fan Expo. Was that it? Or Fan Expo Girls?
Fangirls Expo.
Fangirls Expo. And I was invited to come out there, and I actually held a booth out there, and it was just a great time. And I did not even know the scope of how big this is. When I'm thinking like, okay, this is going to be, you know, it's going to be a sectioned off area. There's going to be 10 of us, and you know, we're going to have a great time entertaining the people. No, this thing went across the mall. I was going to the food court, and I met some interesting people while I was there, and we met the lovely Danny, who was there.
Love
Gorgeous. And we love, and I always get it wrong, but I
Kira
think
Rian.
Kira Rian. That's how I remember Korean. Kira
Yeah.
Rian. That's how I.
Kira Rian is amazing.
Yeah, she's a lovely. Both of them are absolutely lovely out there. But just to give you a small snippet, now, do you guys do like a convention once a month, or what's the goal with what you're doing?
Yeah, it's all about bringing it back to the mall, because the malls back in the 90s, that's what it was all about. It was having events that were random. You used to have concerts at the mall. You used to have everything at the mall. So this is a weird mall because it's very much small businesses. It's not your usual mall that has like a Dillard's, a JC Penney, this, that, all these major brand stores, and it's mostly small businesses here.
Yeah.
So they're able to participate. Even the brand name stores like Dalton's, that is part of Barnes and Noble, was willing to participate and get approval from their corporate. So was the Regal Cinema and everything. So they're very much intertwined into the community, and that's what we wanted. That's why we were able to make the event throughout the whole mall, because everybody, all the stores participated too, not just the vendors, which was phenomenal.
Which is actually a win-win, because the vendors get more chances of more people coming in because of the convention, and that helps a lot. I was sitting across my table was sitting right across from a movie studio.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what? And they were actually filming inside the mall. This was incredible. And the woman who came out over there, bless her soul, she came out and she just said, "Whatever you do, just keep that speaker down." I said, "I promise." I got music playing, but it's just like I wasn't expecting to be here, so, let alone I'm bringing in tunes. So
yeah,
that was quite some fun out there. But just to go over some of what we did, I'll show you for Fan Girl Expo. We had some lovely people come out there, and not just for the girls, it's for the guys too, and everybody else. That's Shredder.
Yeah,
a very attractive Shredder, and got the Disney princesses.
Yes,
there you go. And of course, if you're going to do Doctor Who, you're going to come out in cosplay. Everybody was in cosplay, so it was really cool.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from Fangirls Expo. It allowed female creators and female content. So that means anything. That opens up that fandom to really be able to open the door to anything and everything that you may want to do, which is pretty cool, I think, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Don't forget to check Danny and Korean's Facebook pages and Instagrams, because they're absolutely gorgeous girls. And not only that, but they're really, really friendly out there. So we're going to go jump from Fangirl Expo to the new convention, which is DALEKHAL. And again, if you're just joining us, July 6th at the Oviedo Mall. Admission is free. Cosplay. Bring out your friends out there. They got a food court, so if you go hungry, and that's where the panels going to be handled at the food court as well.
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, wait, there's panels here. Yes, by the food court. So, well, if you get hungry, you can watch your favorite panel take place. Well, you can't do that at a regular convention. You can't grab the General Tso chicken out there or your favorite pizza. So it's going to be taking place this coming Saturday, July 6th at the Oviedo Mall. You get directions and go to the DALEKHAL site or Lunatics. I'm going to put the link in the description for you folks so that you can check it out there. But let's go ahead and preview some of what's going to be happening over at DALEKHAL for supposedly its final run. What's this about Tales of Terror?
So Tales of Terror is actually an amazing haunt attraction, and they're going to be coming out with their scare actors and some of the props and everything that they use for their haunted houses. So you're going to be able to do photo ops with them and all kinds of really cool stuff.
Gotcha. That's beautiful. We also call it the bathroom over at Taco Bell. Anyway, and these guys are coming back here. These lovely folks.
Yes. Neutral Zone. I love the Neutral Zone. They have a full recreation of the Enterprise, which is phenomenal. And they are actually I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but they didn't tell me otherwise. So they're planning on moving to Orlando from Georgia. So
Really?
Yes. So
Cool.
they
That's gonna be
are
awesome.
going to be coming here eventually at some point, whenever they can. But yeah, they're bringing that to here as an attraction. That's going to be incredible. So I'm really excited to have them out and have them be able to promote what they do and how they do it and everything, because it's incredible what they've done. It really has.
Yeah, I know this is the lovely Tina, and I didn't get the name of the other cosplayer, but this is the lovely Tina. I don't know her full name. If she ever watches this video, she's probably going to get angry at me, but I just want to let you know. Again, check it out. It's over at the Neutral Zone, and I'm sure these two will be returning back out here. And Tina and I were just going completely nuts.
Oh, yes.
There was one
Tina and
time
Ray
that
are
I
phenomenal.
actually think she came up with this idea. This idea. I think that was her doing out there, and then all of a sudden her friend showed up, and I was like, okay, I want you to fight over the TARDIS, and that's
Of course you would. Of course you would.
and
You
I
would
was
have
like, yeah, exactly, and I was like, that gun is really on her head. So bringing up more, we got Orange County Ghostbusters of Florida. Ghostbusters. Again, this is going to be taking place at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Oviedo Mall. Free admission. Talk to us about the Orange County Ghostbusters of Florida.
Orange County Ghostbusters to us hold a special place. The first VillaCon that we did was with them as well. And they were the first cosplay group that we got signed on. And we had just put this idea out there. And they immediately said, we want to come out, support you. And ever since then, they've been part of the family. The VillaCon Lunatics family and even the Duckies family when we transitioned there. It's incredible. I love the Ghostbusters, especially the Orange County Ghostbusters, because again, they brought that whole community together, and they're one of the many Ghostbuster groups here in Central Florida. So don't think it's just them that are going to show up. It will probably be a little bit of everybody because they're all amazing people and they love supporting each other. So yeah, awesome.
Now, I don't know if these folks are part of the Orange County Ghostbusters team, but we know that the Lozada family.
Yes.
And that's how their reaction to the traveling TARDIS out there. And they had a great time. There's actually one where they're smiling, and I felt bad. I said, I want this picture. I want a candid picture. What's going on out here?
It's like, what's this tiny thing?
But the whole family's gorgeous. Exactly. Like, what were we holding here? And also we have Devon Dudley,
our celebrity guest, yes,
WWE Hall of Famer. Talk to us about maybe people who are not familiar with the WWE or the people who work there. Tell us about Devon and his influence.
So Devon is amazing. He's part of the Dudley Brothers crew that they were tag team champions. I don't know how many times in the 90s and early 2000s, but I remember them, and when he reached out to us about joining the show, I was like, yes, you have to, of course. That is amazing, because he always played the heel, and it was awesome every time. He was one of those that started off with the ECW style in WWE, and it just... He's a great personality. He's going to be signing autographs, taking photos, all kinds of cool stuff. He is an amazing person, and he is incredibly nice. Don't be scared or timid by his on-screen persona. He is an incredibly nice person and just a pleasure to talk with. So the Dudley brother, one of the Dudley brothers, is going to be at the show, and I'm super ecstatic about having him out. He's going to be by the food court area as well, doing those signings and everything.
Testify. It's always the guys who look rough and tough, and then when you meet them in person, I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm nothing like that
nice person.
Persona.
He's such a nice person. But yeah, he always played a heel, which is awesome.
I forgot there were a couple people at conventions like at MegaCon and Florida SuperCon that I met, and they're supposed to be like the most maniacal, evil people characters that they've ever played. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but then when you met him, I'm like, this guy's really nice.
Yep.
He's absolutely nothing like this. Now, Lewis, you've had quite a few conventions. What is the one moment out of all the conventions that sticks with you the most? Out of all your experience, which convention and which moment stuck it out?
I think it would probably be Villicon 2, which this will be our third one coming up now. Villicon 2 was such a it was a lot of things that happened, and seeing the community come together to support and just build off of each other. We thought we were going to stop after Villicon 2, and we decided to come back because of the outreach of the community. And we never thought that we would ever make a difference, because all we did was, organize shows. That was never like, oh, we make an impact. No, we just organize events and people show up and do their thing. But the outreach that people loved coming out to our event because it felt fun. It didn't feel forced. Naomi and I are extremely passionate about every genre that we do conventions for, and I think that transfers over when we do the conventions. You could see it. We love going all out. I act a fool all the time. Naomi loves seeing all the community come together, and we love having conversations with people and putting people together to grow. And I think one of my things that I would look forward to is eventually seeing some of these smaller vendors and artists actually be able to open up a shop here in the mall, because that's what I want to see. That would feel like we actually made an impact. We made a successful event, is that people actually grow their business to the point where, between all the conventions that happen here in Orlando, that they can open up a store and they want to open it up here where we do these events. That's I love that aspect of it, and that's what Duckies is too. Duckies is a community store. It's all about that, bringing people together and showing your passion behind whatever you're cosplaying at, or being an artist. Whatever passion you're bringing to the table is, I love it.
And that's what I love conventions about you, Lewis, and it's family run. And you already run a business over there, and you've taken the bigger cons, and I'm not dissing them whatsoever. Mega and Florida SuperCon and all these larger cons out there, Tampa Bay Comic Con, they just, for a while, and this seems to be an expression that people feel, they've lost the community a little bit, because it's more about big names. And I actually appreciate that, because sometimes we wouldn't even get the big names out there. But yeah, you do feel like it's what I call fast food convention. You come in, you order your burger, and you're out. That's it. That's your day. And you do feel somewhat a little bit gypped. Whereas these conventions, Space Coast Comic Con, Villicon, Girls Fan Expo Girls Fan Expo. I'll never get it right, will I? But the many conventions that you've been running, you do have a family oriented. You can stay there longer because you get to spend more time and experience more things in the convention realm that you would normally can't do with the bigger cons, because it doesn't feel like a community, first of all, and second of all, you feel like you're at a theme park on Christmas Day. It's really do as much as you can, pray to God that you're having a great time, spend as much money, and then at the end of the day, you're just way too exhausted that you need a vacation from your vacation. This is something of a vacation you can experience when it comes to the conventions. Out of all the people that you've had celebrity-wise, besides myself, who's the celebrity that you like the most? Or I don't want to say it in that regards, but impressed you the most. Let me put it that way. Gave you the best impression.
I think there was two.
Okay.
There's two, and they actually impressed me in the same way and in the same moment, actually. It was Tab Murphy, which he was the writer for a lot of the Disney movies like Tarzan, Hunchback, Brother Bear, Atlantis, to highlight everything else. Atlantis is my favorite by far. But anyways, and Barry Bostwick, actually. And they were there for a panel on the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're doing the shadow cast and everything. And Barry Bostwick decided to go up there and do the time warp. And that was just one of the most incredible moments. He didn't have a handler. He just decided to come.
Mm-hmm.
No reason. Didn't need anybody there with him. I think Patty was with him, but that's about it. And then Tab Murphy, same thing. He was just there with his friends that came along and was having fun, having drinks, talking to people sitting in the audience, talking to people before the show and after. That was one of the most human feelings and the fact that we were able to bring that felt real. It felt like a throwback to the 80s and 90s cons where you could interact with a celebrity without having to pay for stuff.
And I think that's like conventions like yourself, like Space Coast Comic Con. It allows people who really want to come from the fans. They take a step further and they bring it to the fans, and you get something out of, you brought them over, but they bring in more of a take. It's almost like the John Barrowman effect. You brought him, but he's doing 10 times more things, and he's really making an experience for your guests so that they can experience him, and they'll go, hey, you know what? We love John. Bring him back.
Yeah. 100% agreed. John Barrowman. Oh my God. He's awesome. Awesome. I love that man.
Gotcha. Well, before we go, Louis, did you have any further? First of all, let me go ahead and remind everybody, just in case you're just joining us, DALEKHAL, the final chapter over at the Oviedo Mall, free admission this Saturday, July 6th. Hopefully you're watching during the time that this is recording this week, that you get the chance to come over to the Oviedo Mall. Totally worth it. Go out there, cosplay, check out all the vendors out there, check out everybody who's going to be out there, including the Neutral Zone, including the Tales of Terror. All this is going to be taking place in the mall, and it's free of charge. And you also get to visit one of the greatest stores out there for all antiques, and if you're just born in the wrong century at some points, you can check out Ducky's, run by Naomi and Louis, his wonderful wife. I'm going to give you the last word of this, almost the last word, but I want to give you one more. Any say that you want to that I did not get across, Louis, please tell us, is there anything else you'd like to let our audience know?
I think the biggest thing is come out with your family. Enjoy this time, spend time, make memories. There's a bar here, there's a brewery here, there's food for all ages, there's all kinds of candies, fun things for the kids, there's activities for kids in the mall, there's activities for adults in the mall, and on top of that, the vendors that we have, the artists that we have, the stores that exist within the mall itself, you have a full days of entertainment for free. And I think that's the biggest takeaway is you can spend the money where you want to spend the money, not on an admission cost, not on a ticket to get in. You will spend it where you want to spend it for your family. Exactly. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all I had to say.
No, that's cool. And don't forget, it's this weekend, July 6th, over at the Oviedo Mall. And even though it's only a one-day event, it's going to be an awesome event. But speaking of events, just a reminder for our friends here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, our journey doesn't end. We're going to be continuing on to Ancient City Con, September 13th to the 15th at the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort. And not only that, when we're going to be doing Doctor Who panels and such, we're going to bring out the heavy duty. We're bringing out DALEKHAL with us to talk, well, we'll do what Hal does best out there. And for those of you who may not be familiar with us, well, this is going to be our first time ever at Ancient City Con. Again, it's taking place September 13th to the 15th. DALEKHAL. What's that?
It's such a great show. That is such a well put together show. I love that show so much.
I've heard nothing but the best out there, and this is our first time. And I was like, you know what? It's St. Augustine. Where can we go wrong?
It's very much like what you said before. It's a family run, family oriented show where you feel like it's a throwback to the 80s and 90s conventions where you could actually have fun and be yourself. It really is a good show, a really good show.
And it'll be taking place at the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort out there. Yes. This is our first time. We're going to have a booth and everything, and you can geek out with us, Doctor Who, as well. Don't forget, of course, one more time, DALEKHAL, the final chapter. Maybe. Should that put that in parentheses? Hey, you said it, not me. In parentheses, maybe, but we want to have more Villicons. We want to show Lewis and Naomi the incredible community we have out there and the support as much as they support the community for themselves. This is going to be free, folks. July 6th, this Saturday at the Oviedo Mall. And before you leave, again, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We are growing like rapid fire, and I just can't believe how we're doing this. You guys really want us to talk, so we're talking, and we're going to provide you more out there. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help support your favorite and your Doctor Who podcasts out there. From all of us here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and from Villicon and over at Duckies, thank you for joining us. Tony, you know what to do. Take us out.